Kia ora, or Uluingoa, or Frankie Francis Leota. This is kind of wild, but let's give it a go. It's my first time doing this, so I'm just, my offerings are sort of, I guess, a gentle offering of musings of intergenerational and bicultural affections and love. So, yeah, nothing too scary, hopefully. So this one is called Process. I don't seem to cry much anymore. It's not even that life's all good. Lamentation, grief, and joy do still exist, but the wet expressions have been replaced. Little black characters are now what I leak, landing next to each other in drips. Sometimes there's a welling up, and with a conscious blink they flow. At other times, just one dehydrated drop. Acknowledging the feelings, I let them roll down like warm, smooth salt silk. Tissues and sleeves have been replaced with paper, catching stanza as they fall. Absorbing sentiment line by line, catharsis in black on white. Thank you. So that's, yeah, don't cry so much anymore, just write down the things. This one is about a plum tree which stood right in the middle of my grandfather's garden. I'm one of 5 girls, so our childhood was spent enjoying this tree. I remember the dappled shade of the grand old lady, standing majestic in her seasonal coat, adorned in her amaranth jewels, queen of the garden, perennial life on the peripheral, observing her stature, her strength, her unapologetic position, dominating centre stage, botanical matriarch, arms outstretched, gracefully awaiting embrace. As the sun-kissed girls with prickle-avoiding tippy toes would run to her, even though she was responsible for splintered fingers, grazed lips, and staining lips violet hues, she was adored, generous with her wealth, her vitamin-rich jewels, and her precious little silk bouquets. She offered shelter, shade, and freedom, nurturing the hearts of fledglings and children, until that January day when Ōtautahi shook, split, and spat, creating victims and trauma, changing landscapes and lives forever. Gracious lady no longer stands, her veins no longer pulse, yet she remains strong, providing comfort and warmth as we sit in her presence and reminisce in her light, which will soon be just ash and another memory. Thank you. This one is called My World. It's my observation of my daughter Billy's perceptive and empathetic observation of her papa, her dad. My daddy's feet are old elephants. They have walked around for years in dry grass, rain and mud. They have stood lots of times watching thunderstorms come and waiting for them to go. They have walked with family and sometimes alone. Even though they're heavy, they just keep on walking, slowly on their way. Sometimes the elephants get tired, but they just keep on walking because they know that one day they will find a place to rest. My daddy's hands are turtles on a sunny beach. They're smooth to touch, interesting to look at, and really strong. They look after their babies, and when they know the time is right, they show them the way to the water and teach them how to float. I was thinking my daddy's shoulders are mountains, but then I remembered that some mountains are cold and have sharp edges. My daddy's shoulders are warm, sunny day hills. My daddy's eyes are busy. They don't sit still long enough for me to look into them, But sometimes when he remembers to smile, his eyes turn into chocolate buttons. My cup gets filled with warm, milky sweetness. When I squish my cheek on my daddy's chest, I am on his island. I can hear a soft part there playing me a happy song. He is breathing waves in and out. I feel safe and relaxed, and I don't want to leave. When Daddy puts his arms around me, he is my world. Nothing would exist without him. So that's one for Billy and Willie. Thank you. This is actually another one for Williamu. This one I've called His Story. We remove the bed and lay the fala. This is where he will sleep. We prepare the me'ai, sapasui, chicken, taro, beef. This is what he will eat. We buy the bars of boxed blue soap, bottled water and packets of smokes to punctuate the many hours. We drive in silence for 23 minutes, the journey to the beginning and the end. We squeak across the polished black floor, stooping too low as we go. He removes his shirt, revealing the canvas. They align his nipples in red ink. We sit beside him as he bends to his knees, lowering himself slowly forward. We inhale together as the blade licks the ash, only seconds until the first kiss. We cross our legs, lean into our thighs, adjust our ear and exhale. Ba'a prepares to launch. Tafunga dips the teeth, Solo stretches the flesh, and with a primal beat, it begins. The tradition of transition, now breathing in the room, centuries and seconds side by side. Living, deceased, and not yet born, gather as the moment is marked. With the splitting of skin, shadows spill out, lacerations leaking ancestry lines. Toto wipes antiquity with the firmest authority, revealing his foundation, his lineage, his story. So that's about, thank you. So yes, I have 4 children, and they are half Samoan, and although I have not walked in their flesh, they have walked in mine, but they, I'm privy to their feelings and their experiences, the good and the ugly. So this is a poem called Country Road Profile. We walked into the store a metre apart, went our own separate ways. I turned right to view the clothes and you left to smell the candles. The lady at the counter said hello to me, even asked how I was. Then she abandoned her cold ivory perch to stalk you through hangers and racks. I watched her lifting a cup to check the price, shuffle and count the candles twice. I watched her follow you around the store, hoping you'd back out through the front door. Never did she smile or ask how you were, or if you needed a hand. Because my sincere sun-kissed child, the bitch assumed you were there to help yourself. And this one is, so you'll be familiar with half-caste. The Samoan word is afakasi, which translates to half of one, or some say Samoan mixed with something else. So this one is called When Your Kid Gets Asked Where They're From. I am afa of your tasi. I am the thing and I am the else. The womb that held you, the chamber that nurtured you. Vai moso, au vau, tonu ngā manonu, I sheltered you. Within my walls a life unfolded, as tidal oxygen and bloodlines moulded. My pulse from a mist-covered limestone island. Your dad's a sun-kissed volcanic island, yet our union was on neither one. He knows the copper soil from where he came, has felt ancient heat concrete beneath his feet. Smelt the fire that lives and breathes there, revived lungs with vast oceanic air. My veins run blood from Celtic lands, but have never walked the cold rocks. Gaelic ancestry, foreign, yet so clear, evidence manifested on your face of freckles and auburn-flecked hair. You indeed are an island girl, grown from the land of the long white cloud. Your foundation a culmination of diverse stone, to navigate triumphantly and call your own. So no matter where the tides pull or turn you, or when people ask where you're from, always remember your first true home. I'll always be half of your one. Mum.